We get a call from Stanek, who somehow managed to evade our 2 Interpol agents, and he is now on the run. He wants us to meet up in some district so we can save his daughter. We then immediately get a call from Alex telling us that Versalife is moving its operations outside of the bank we were about to infiltrate, and we have to go there now or our opportunity will be lost.
Shit, man, they're cleaning up loose ends. I can't break into a bank, not by myself. And if we don't do this now, we lose the Orchid. Fuck!
So wait, what is Orchid again? Wasn't that the potential drug that killed Rucker? Why is she so concerned about that right now? So here we have a branching path choice, which is always a nice touch in interactive storytelling. Do we save Stanek's daughter, which says her friends will kill her, or do we break into Versalife Bank and steal the Orchid? And instantly I'm thinking, Alex, you use stealth camo all the time when you're not talking to us. Why can't you go into Versalife? It would have been great if we could actually control her, but she told us previously that she's no good at infiltration. One can easily argue that saving an immediate life is the obvious choice, as it also helps us figure out who was involved in the bombing of the train station, which has always been our original mission. However, that was a mission brought onto us by Miller, whom we believe to be working with the Illuminati, even if it's unclear he's fully aware of who he's working for. The Illuminati, or Bob Page through Joseph Manderley, recommended there be a break-in in Versalife, and that is tangentially and only possibly related to the death of Rucker. It also deals directly with Adam's hypothesis of the Rucker, Marchenko, and Orchid connection. If we choose to save Allison, we meet up with Stanek, who followed his daughter into some building, filled with armed guards who don't care that we're walking past them. Alex chooses our ear out for this choice, telling us that Orchid is actually a bioweapon.
You're not going to the bank, are you?
Like I said, the bomb maker.
Can tell us everything, I know, but we're talking about a bioweapon, Adam. Once that vault is cleared out, whatever information was stored on the Orchid will be wiped clean, gone.
Yeah, I get it.
This is odd since that was never described before. Orchid was never talked about aside from being mentioned from Page that he'd used something called it. We, the audience, just assumed it was a form of poison from Adam and that it killed people. It could have just been a phase or a project name in Bob's plan. So this is just Alex assuming that Orchid is a bioweapon that killed Rucker.
Time is the enemy right now, Adam. I hope you reconsider.
Unfortunately, this has no impact on the real time of the game. It would have been cool if we were that good at sneaking and being efficient, we could run over to Versalife Bank and complete that mission too. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
I hope you find this bomb maker, Adam, because I just watched a convoy of armored vans leaving the bank.
Versalife cleared everything out?
Yep, we just lost the best chance we had to find out how to counter the Orchid.
What, is there going to be some sort of Orchid epidemic we have to look out for? Like, thanks so much for the help there, Alex. Glad to see you're useless without us, Miss Stealth Camo all the time in locked, dark, abandoned basements.
Who's here?
Oh, it's just me, Mr. Slice and Dice, in my stealth non-lethal playthrough. Sorry to ruin your romantic candlelight cult ceremony.
Oh my. Come in. Come in and let me see you.
Well, I really don't need a makeover, thanks. I like the black on black look going, and like sunglasses at night, and Corey Hart and all that.
When we are finally ready to answer the call of the machine god's infinite wisdom.
What are you talking about?
Or are you here to join us? To free yourself from this prison of flesh and give yourself to the glory of the singularity.
Oh, really? We've advanced that far? That's completely unexpected and surely not where this story was going. I thought you just might be deluded a bit.
If there is any way your High Priestess can be of assistance to you,
Oh boy.
I am more than happy to provide.
I want to ask you about the bombs you built for the attack on Ruzicka Station.
Is that all? My augmented brother Victor is a brave man.
Wow, I wonder if his last name is Marchenko.
Asked me to build some of my little ones for him. I was proud to accept.
Little ones? Lady, they're not children. They kill children.
I know Victor. If he's behind these attacks, I'd like to have a talk with him.
No, Adam, you know a Victor. Considering the number of augments in this story, you need to be a little bit more specific on who these Victors are.
After our flesh-flood oppressors sent one of their dogs to murder Talos Rucker, Victor moved his base of operations to a research center in the Swiss Alps. Garm, I believe it is called.
Okay, lady, you're being very open with your murderous ways just because I showed you my sword in my arm, or my arm sword. Do you normally go around talking about how great it is to blow people up?
Then you have become their willing slave. But not I. I have felt the boots of the police as they spat on me and mocked me for who I was.
Yes, we get it. Augments in this story are oppressed. It's very clear. But you're also killing innocent children and their moms. But details.
I could have lain down, Like you.
Do you get into air ventilation systems too?
They steal from us, they rape and murder us. They are animals. And animals go extinct, while technology perseveres.
So does that make you only partly an animal because you're only partly human?
Father, such a sweet man. I can only hope Victor's attacks will continue to spare him.
Oh, so your daddy's okay, even though he's an animal. Ah.
You don't think I built only 3 of my little ones for him, do you? I gave him enough to destroy the entire city.
From that small apartment, or that small hidden room in the wall, that wasn't exactly a manufacturing complex. How did you move and manufacture that many bombs that quickly, lady?
Allison? Oh, shit.
It is time, children. It's time now. The body is the prison. Augmentations are the key.
Yeah, because having metal arms are the key to having a cybernetic consciousness.
Cast off the bounds of flesh and blood. Embrace the singularity.
Why are they standing on platforms on a giant cylindrical machine? Wouldn't it have been easier to just get some chairs? Some longer cables? Was all this really necessary?
I'm more interested in preventing another attack. What's Victor's next target?
I do not know, and it does not matter. I am on the threshold of a new existence. When I become one with the machine god, the artificial burdens of this physical plane will no longer bother me.
So somehow they figured out how to jack people's minds into a collective consciousness with a, which I guess is the gestalt you call the machine god, or is there an actual AI machine god in there? Let's also remember we saw a similar setup in Human Revolution with just a few female test subjects who came about through heavy experimentation, which was also after genetic screening. So this cult either acquired that research data, handpicked individuals, knew exactly how to augment them, or they've got really advanced technology here, or they're completely deluding themselves and are going to get everyone killed. Then there's the issue of human waste being accumulated over time, having a caretaker maintain this hardware, having physical defenses against others coming in here and touching things, the power consumption alone. How about the smell, or how these people are going to keep standing here when their minds are uploaded into a computer? Did any of these guys think any of this through?
Of course they will. Your mind's made up of thoughts and memories. If that's the part of you moving on, you'll be taking all your rage and pain along with you.
Good God. I had not thought of that. It seemed to me that this was my only chance.
Okay, so you're implying emotions are actual thoughts, or emotional states are part of mental states, and those can get imported into data, which will be stored in some kind of digital personality somehow as a part of this gestalt. Okay, how could you not have even thought of this before, if such a thing was even possible, whatever the end result is? And if so, why is this now such a big deal? You're not even going to have bodies anymore. What would emotions mean? What would they matter? You aren't going to feel anything, at least previously, unless you will somehow be able to stand on those platforms for as long as possible and somehow still feel something in some regard. How does this even work? This is getting way too complex, and everything is pointing to massive failure.
You've seen the worst that life has to offer, but you're still trying to make things better. And in spite of it all, you believe that it's possible. Everything you need is right here in this room. You are your best hope for deliverance.
Brother, your faith in me, your beautiful trust. I am overcome.
For someone who wants to merge their minds into a machine gestalt god, you seem easily swayed by emotion here. Maybe you should, I don't know, get out more. Just don't bring your bombs with you. Oh yeah, that's right, you already gave them away.
You are a sign from the machine god.
Right.
Here a little while longer. I am not yet ready to ascend. I will spread wisdom to the rest of the world.
Why, so you can keep making crazy death cylinders? Oh boy, Adam, what have we done here?
My job in this world is to stop people like Victor, and I need your help to do that.
Of course, my dear prophet. I am honored to assist you. Please, wait here.
Wait, so I'm the man in charge now? And Victor must be stopped? Whoa. All it takes is having a sword in your arm and to talk about uploading your anger into your machine god. Congratulations, Adam, on your new cult.
Take this. You can use it to defuse my little ones. It felt good for a change. To build something that saves lives instead of taking them.
That is like saying it felt good to make an antidote to the poison you just made. That can kill a city.
Agent Jensen?
Over here.
I am under arrest?
People's lives were cut short, Allison, because of bombs you made.
None of my children will suffer for what I did.
You made bombs and you called them your children. Or are you talking about the people standing on Unimatrix 00 Murder Tower?
You have my word.
Adam, are you going to save the people on the collective tower of mind loss, or the bomb she made? What exactly are we promising?
Jensen, you and Fletcher find something?
It's bigger than we thought. Where can I meet you?
At Chicane's place. We're flying there now.
Wait, Chicane has a place? Or wasn't it just the helipad behind the puppet store? Then we get a call from Arya.
Adam, it's Arya. I just heard what happened. God, right outside your apartment?
What happened outside my apartment?
Someone got all their implants torn out. Was left to bleed to death in the alley. When I first heard where it was, I thought...
I'm fine, Arya. It wasn't me.
Be careful going home. It's not the first one of these I've heard about.
Wow, this girl is either very feminine and sensitive, or she actively cares about Adam.
But she told me she'd made dozens more bombs before we arrested her.
I gave him enough to destroy the entire city.
And she delivered them to Viktor Marchenko.
So it was Arg.
Something more is going on here, Miller. Have you had a chance to backtrace the pocket secretary I gave you?
Not yet, but I will, when I get back to the office.
Wow, thanks Miller for doing nothing. We could have delivered that thing to the office several times over now. What the hell have you been doing aside from wasting our time?
We need to move on this now. Chicane and I can fly there and back, get a lay of the land, while Mac and his team do the research.
Really? Got it all figured out in that clockwork head of yours? Oh, what the hell? I'm in.
Okay. Does Chicane take orders from us now, or on pure suggestion?
Fine, do it. But this is recon only. Do not engage.
Well, this is a stealth, non-lethal mission. If I get caught, then, that's that. We're engaging. What do you want me to do? Just stand around with binoculars? We need to act now. All hands on deck, but you don't want me to engage the enemy. What?
If the intel you got from her stands true, Golem City will be the least of our problems. So what do you say we go find out how deep in it we are, right? You all set?
Okay, what about the potential bombs that are in this city? I mean, Marchenko could be using those bombs for anything, but since there have been 3 bombings in the past 6 months, wouldn't there also be more plots for more? And don't we have a piece of technology that we can turn them off? Doesn't that involve using, I don't know, the electromagnetic spectrum that can send radio signals out and hit a device? Maybe we should research that device first. We're not going to do that? We're just going to go to Switzerland and find some building with a name, with no intel and no idea what's next? So Chicane gives us some backstory on how he lost his leg and the conflict between normal people competing with augmented laborers and the choice someone makes to lose a limb to get an augmented one. I mean, that's a nice touch, but really has nothing to do with our narrative here. If we go the other route of breaking into the Versalife bank, we discover an audio clip between Megan Reed and Bob Page. I mean, it's just like, hey, look, there's an audio clip. Let me listen to that. And it just happens to be about Megan.
Wait, that's an audio file. Can I hear it?
Hello?
Bob.
Wow. Now, it seems Orchid was developed, but unfinished by Megan, and she needed to create a sort of antidote to it, which we also find in the vault. So Smiley, Stanek, and Miller aren't too happy we went this way, especially Miller, since we were assigned to the bombing case, not who killed Rucker in the supposed attack in Dubai. Even the meeting with Miller this time through is almost a joke. You pretty much just blow off your assignment and say it's really all about this bell tower facility in Switzerland, and everything else about bombs in Prague is just there to distract us. Somehow Chicane tells Miller it's just government fuel.
Hang on a sec, Chief. What if me and the Swiss Army knife here did a little recon, unofficially?
You back Jensen's claims, Chicane?
I'm not saying I'm committed to them, but if there's something there, it'd be the first time we're ahead of the bad guys. And if not, It's just government fuel.
And because Chicane says this, it makes Miller consider we should go to Garum just to observe, which essentially was the same order he'd have given us if we took the other route. It does give us slightly new dialogue with Chicane, and at that regard, he was essentially plot relevant to go into the Garum facility because we didn't have enough negotiation skills to ask Miller to let us go. We also have to make the comparison to Malik in the previous game, who had a personal mission and a plot that we had to help, as well as help save her life, as opposed to Chicane, who just lost his leg and talked about it. Regardless, all roads lead to Garum. Whether you get a bomb-stopping device or a poison antidote depends on your choices.